Have you ever known something that is so completely out of sync with your current reality that you've scratched your head thinking, how is this even possible? I must be going crazy. I have a story from the gym just like that. As I'm doing my back squats in the gym, I hear my instructor, Albert, Vaishali, squat down! And I respond equally sweetly, I am! And then, as I complete my next back squat, I hear Albert behind me again, squat down! And I respond, I am! At this point, it looked like a game of he said, she said. As I completed my third back squat, and racked the bar, I did not hear Albert's voice behind me. He comes up from behind me with his cell phone in his hand and shows me a recording of my back squat. I have to give him credit for his genius strategy because when I looked at it, I said, oh my God. I could finally understand what he was saying, and we discussed it amongst ourselves and decided that I would squat on a wall ball so that I could get a perception of the depth of the squats. Unless I had watched the video recording, it would have been a he said, she said type of a problem. So, why am I telling you this story? As an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, I have seen client after client exercise their innate intuitive abilities to question something that may happen in the near future. Anna is one such client who was looking for work, and I'll share her story on how immensely intelligent intuition is and how Anna leveraged the power of her intuition to get out of trouble before disaster struck. So, Anna is looking for work and she goes and interviews at company 1. The interview goes really well, and Anna and her boss John discuss the projects that need to be worked on, the offer that he's going to make, and the skills that she is going to develop by working with John. As Anna finishes her interview and is flying back home on an airplane, she hears a soft whisper, go and get another offer. As though she is communicating with the whisper, she mentions, I already have an offer. And the voice persists, go and get another offer. Anna realizes that her start date at company 1 was still further out and it wouldn't really hurt her to get another offer. So she goes out and interviews and gets 2-3 more offers, out of which she likes one company in particular. However, her focus is on working with John's company because there's something about that offer that she really likes. So she relocates from her current place 1,000 miles away to join John's company. And she's excited to start her new job. As she walks into her first day at work, she is in for a surprise. The entire situation has changed. The boss, John, is no longer going to be working for the company. Anna is going to have a new boss, and there have been a lot of changes in the projects that she was going to be working on. Anna feels that the whole situation is really rocky. She goes home from her first day at work and calls Company 2, which was her backup offer. Company 2 decides to extend her an offer, and Anna relocates again to join this company. So, what do these two stories have in common, and what can you learn from them to connect with your own intuition? Let's break it down. Here is the mapping of the important moments. So Albert telling me in the gym to squat down and me responding I am is similar to Anna flying in on an airplane and hearing this soft whisper saying, "Go and get another offer," and Anna responds, "I already have an offer." So the second part is Albert doing the video recording on his cell phone, and he can only show me the recording after my squats are done or after the moment has played out in real life. Similarly, even though intuition has knowledge of what is going to happen, it can only show the real meaning behind its requests after the situation has played out in real life. The third part is when I watched this video and I realized that, oh my God, I now understand what Albert was trying to tell me by saying squat down. In a similar manner, when Anna goes into the first day at work and realizes that John is no longer going to be working with the company, she realizes the meaning of the requests, "Go and get another offer," from her intuition. And finally, Albert asking me to use a wall ball to squat so that I can understand or use it as a reference point is similar to Anna using her intuition as a reference point in order to be able to make her decision. Using intuition for reference is different than using logic because logic only deals with the current reality. It only takes a moment for things to change, and intuition is aware of the changes beforehand. So, how do you compare a moment where a person leverages intuition versus ignoring it? In one scenario, Anna goes and interviews more, and in the other scenario, she doesn't really go and interview more. In the first scenario, she has a backup offer. In the second scenario, she has no backup offers. So if you compare a situation where Anna is using her intuition versus ignoring it, you realize that she gets the same shock on her first day at work. However, by using her intuition, she already has a backup offer. So all she has to do is make a phone call, whereas on the other hand, she has to restart the whole process again. Have you ever had a problem picked up on a hint and this hint has led you towards a solution? Intuition does exactly that. It gives you a subtle hint, and the hint does not make sense in the present tense or with your current reality. Whenever intuition tells you something, there is always a gap between what your intuition is saying to you and the situation playing out in real life. However, if you connect with your intuition and take the required action, once reality strikes, you can see the difference between taking this action versus not taking this action. And whether or not you take action, once the situation plays out, you can always connect the dots like Anna did when she walked in to her first day at work. Our intuition is connected to us via our dominant as well as non-dominant psychic abilities. So you may be wondering, how do your dominant and non-dominant psychic abilities affect your decision making? That is the subject of my next video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.